the exceptional journalism in nonfiction that Darrah Cole gifted to Maine for so many decades. We also want to extend a massive thank you to all of the writers, librarians, teachers, and literary professionals who anonymously judged the Maine Literary Awards this year. There were 35 of them, and this group, which rotates each year, performs a great service to Maine's literary community. Tonight would not be possible without their deep reading and thinking, so thank you so much. Now, before we hand out the awards, I'm going to take care of a bit of housekeeping. You don't need to silence your cell phones. As long as you're on mute and your video is off, you can even take a call during this event. We just don't want you to miss anything incredible or spontaneous. So you decide what you want to do. And do please feel free to use your phone to take pictures of this event, the award winners, the finalists, and post them all over the stratosphere with the hashtag Maine Writers. You can tag us at MWPA on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Okay, on to the show. A quick note on how we're going to do this. After we announce the finalists in a category and then we announce the winner, each winner will be invited to unmute themselves and say a few words. Sound good? And now to announce the winner of this year's Book Award for Crime Fiction, please welcome last year's winner of the Maine Literary Award for Crime Fiction for her book, Stowed Away, Barbara Ross.
Good evening. Can everyone hear me? I'm here to announce the winner of the Crime Fiction Award. The finalists in the category are Random Act by Jerry Boyle, Pray for the Girl by Joseph Souza, The Body in the Wake by Catherine Hall Page. And the winner is second-time winner, Jerry Boyle for Random Act. Jerry, congratulations from the entire Maine writing and crime writing community. We invite you to unmute yourself and say a few words.
Well, thank you very much. I did unmute myself just now. I hope it worked and you can hear me. I think this is great. All I can think of is that this year you decided to go alphabetically to pick the winner, and because we have such great crime fiction practitioners in this state now, that to be selected even in the final three, I think I was kind of astounded. So that is really gratifying and humbling, but also I have to say that it is so great to be in a whole group of people who really love writing. And it's so much under fire, it seems sometimes, you know, your Instagram post was too long, this kind of thing. And I just am so excited that people still care about the power of words and feel the power of words. And also I thank your organization, MWPA, for really continuing to push this. So thanks for the award, and also thanks for all of you who are writing and supporting writing and writers and publishers, not a small thing. So keep up the good fight. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Jerry. Thank you and congratulations. Thanks for those good words. As we just gave away our first award, I'm reminded of the fact that this year I'm not handing a balloon, which is our tradition, but there will be some goodies coming in the mail to all of our award winners. On to our next award. To help present our first youth awards, I'd like to invite up Maine Authors Publishing Jane Carker from Maine Authors Publishing. Maine Authors Publishing has been sponsoring some of our youth awards for several years, more than several, and in doing so, supporting our state's next generation of literary talent. Jane, you want to take it away?
Sure. Thank you, Gib, and thank you for this really well-organized, weird Zoom event. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. So the finalists in the category of youth nonfiction are Gabby Bagoka, Pearl Benjamin, and Israel Boyu. And the winner is Gabby Bagoka. Gabby, would you like to unmute yourself and say a few words?
Hi, I just want to say thank you to everyone. I had recently just come back from college when I received the email that I was a finalist, and I was really surprised, but I want to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to be here. I'm really, really excited, and I'm glad that my story gets to be shared across so many people. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Abby. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
In the category of youth fiction, I have a script here and I love it. I'm so glad. A truly incredible thing happened this year. First, an explanation. All short works award submissions are read without names on the manuscript. So this year, the judges pored over the submissions and picked 3 stories they loved most as finalists, and they were Growing Pains, Abduction, and Bumblebee Heart. They were chosen as the top 3. Imagine the surprise and astonishment of the MWPA staff when they discovered that all 3 were written by one brilliant young writer, Catherine Morissette. Catherine, would you like to unmute yourself and say a few words?
Thank you so much. That's very nice. I'm really excited to be here, and thank you for having me be part of this and for still having it, even though it's on Zoom. I'd like to thank the telling room, especially my other Catherine and my mentor, Melissa, and the other fellows who worked with me, and also for my family for sticking with me through all of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. It was a great story. It was a great surprise this year to when we realized that that you had swept the category by yourself. Like Maine Authors Publishing, our friends at the Maine Poets Society have been encouraging young writers by sponsoring the Youth Poetry Award for several years now. So I'd like to invite up Sally Joy from the Maine Poets Society to give out the Youth Poetry Award. Sally, are you there?
I am. I was having trouble getting my cursor over. Can you see me yet?
You're great. You're in great. Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yes, the Maine Poets Society is very pleased to have once again sponsored the Youth Poetry Contest. This award includes a 1-year membership in the Maine Poets Society, and this year's finalists are Maya Garrison, Lulu Razor, and Sarah Jawad. And the winner is Lulu Razor. Lulu, would you like to unmute yourself and say a few words?
Wow, this is really awesome. I hope you can hear me. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone at the Telling Room because I wrote this poem as part of their Young Emerging Authors program last year. So a special thanks to Megan Grumling, my mentor, and Catherine Williams, who was the program leader. And also congratulations to my fellow YEA fellow, Catherine Morissette. It's really cool that we are both here, even if it's on Zoom.
Congratulations, Lulu. The Maine Poets Society prize poem contest had another superb set of entries. We are grateful to Richard Forrester for judging it for us. This year's top 3 are actually only 2, since the winner also came in 3rd for another entry. The top 2 poets are Jay Franzel and Alice Haynes, and the winner is Jay Franzel for his poem, The Cage. And Jay, would you like to unmute yourself and say a few words?
Just thank you very much. I'm very grateful.
Great. Thank you so much. Congratulations. And now to announce the next award, please welcome freelance writer and MWPA board member Chelsea Conaboy.
Good evening. I'm announcing the Children's Book Award. The excuse me, the finalists are Maybe Tomorrow by Charlotte Agell, Bruce's Big Storm by Ryan T. Higgins, and The Canoe Maker by Jean Flaheave and Donald Soktoma. And the winner is Charlotte Agell for Maybe Tomorrow. This is a beautiful book. Charlotte, would you like to unmute yourself and say a few words?
Wow, thank you so much. To an organization I first joined in about 1991 when I got a contract that was 13 pages long, my first after 7 years of rejection letters, and thought, how do I read this? So thank you, MWPA. I'm honored to be honored with Bruce's Big Storm and The Canoe Maker, really wonderful books. Gratitude to jury of my fellow Maine writers. Gratitude to my agent, Edith, whom I met on a bus. Maybe she's out there, she's on the board. And gratitude to my students. Actually, one of them was Lulu. Yay, Lulu. You should read all the stuff she ever writes, particularly an open letter to Ophelia, published by the Telling Room. Gratitude to my husband, but I'll take care of that off screen. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlotte, and congrats again. Wonderful. It is my pleasure to now announce the finalists in the category of Young People's Literature. And they are Biddy Mason Speaks Up by Arisa White, Hex, The Apprentice by Fran Hodgkins, and The Acadia Files, Book 3, Winter Science by Katie Coppins. And the winner is Arisa White for Biddy Mason Speaks Up. Arisa, would you like to unmute yourself and say a few words?
Yay! Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. This is so cool. It's like a wonderful welcome to Maine. Like, this is my second year living here, so it's such a beautiful welcome to just MWPA, the Maine writers community. I want to thank my co-writer, Laura Atkins. We really worked our asses off on this book. Our editor, Molly Woodard, Heyday Books in Berkeley, California. They're a nonprofit independent publisher, so yay for them. And also just really thank you to the ACLU of Northern California, who like really, as an organization, just supported this work in so many ways. So I'm so excited. Yay, I don't know what else to say. Thank you so much, and thank you to the finalists.
Thank you, Arisa. That's awesome. Thank you so much, and congrats. All right, so for our next award, to announce the Short Works Award for Fiction and Nonfiction, please welcome one of our special guests of the night, a writer whose 8 novels have won many awards, including a Maine Literary Award. #1 New York Times bestselling novelist, Christina Baker Kline. Christina, take it away.
Hi, great, thank you. I'm so honored to be here. This is really exciting. I have not ever been able to come in person, so now I feel I'm getting that experience. So I'm thrilled to be announcing the Short Works Award for Fiction. The finalists are Anne Elliott, Claire Guyton, and Rebecca Turkowitz. And the winner is Rebecca Turkowitz. So Rebecca, would you like to unmute yourself and say a few words?
Yeah, can everyone hear me? So thank you so much. I'm so grateful. And I also just want to say what an amazing event this is, an opportunity to celebrate Maine writers. I'm a high school teacher, so I don't often get to like focus on my writing. So this is a particularly meaningful moment for me. So just thank you to everyone.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you. And congrats. Okay, so the Short Works Award for Nonfiction is what we're doing next. The finalists are Jennifer Lunden and Gay Brown. And the winner is Jennifer Lunden. So Jennifer, would you like to unmute yourself and say a few words?
How exciting. It's been a tough year for many of us in many ways, and this is just a real honor and very exciting. I've submitted multiple times in the past, and this is my first win. And I just think so highly of the Maine Writers and Publishers Alliance, and you all just do such a great job cultivating all the amazing writers that we have in Maine. So that is why it's such an honor. And, but also I was really hoping for a balloon.
Thank you, Jennifer. Congratulations to you and Rebecca, and thank you, Christina, for joining us as a special guest tonight. To announce our next two awards, both in poetry, please welcome our special guest, President Obama's inaugural poet and Maine Literary Award winner, Richard Blanco.
Hi, everyone. I just saw my name says Ricardo Blanco, which is my real name. So yes, award for short works poetry. This year's finalists are Jefferson Vicky, Michelle Menting, and Martin Steingesser. And the winner is Jefferson Vicky, and I hope I pronounced that right. So Jefferson, unmute thyself. Where is Jefferson? Is he here? Is he with us?
I thought he would be, but I'm not sure. Maybe he's he might not be. So
technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. And just go on to the next award. Yeah.
Yeah, we can just go on to the next one. Thanks, Richard.
Okay. Hi. So the book award for poetry. The finalists for this year are Principles of Economics by Kristen Case, Animal Flame by Michael Lewis, and Chestnut Ridge by Dawn Potter. And the winner is Kristen Case. Kristen Case, unmute thyself and say a few words.
Wow, this is such an honor. I didn't know that you were going to be announcing. Now I feel all flustered. This is so lovely. I'm really moved. You know, I stopped writing poetry for a long time. In my late 20s into my late 30s, excuse me, for about 10 years, and I stopped because I cared too much about what other people thought of my poems, and it was sort of paralyzing. And so when I started again, I made a deal with myself that I was going to put as far from my mind as possible the question of whether anyone was at all interested in what I was doing, and that was the deal that I made. And so it's just infinitely moving to me that my community appreciates my work and responds to my work. So thank you all so much. Thank you, MWPA. This is really meaningful to me, and I appreciate it so much.
Congrats.
Thanks, Kristen, and thanks, Richard, for giving those awards away and for joining us. This is a unique experience doing this on Zoom, but it's got its pleasures for sure. So on to the next part of our night. When beloved poet and teacher Michael Macklin passed away suddenly in 2012, while he was at the New England Young Writers Conference, the MWPA lost a board member, the Waynfleet School lost a vibrant member of their community, and the Maine writing community lost one big-hearted poetic soul. Since 2014, to honor Michael's enthusiastic dedication to the development of young writers, the MWPA has given the Michael Macklin Scholarships for young Maine writers. These scholarships have paid for full tuition for 2 Maine high school students to attend the Longfellow Mountains Young Writers Workshop each July at the University of Maine at Farmington. This year, to continue to honor Michael's legacy and to encourage the next generation of young writers, we have established the Macklin Fellowship, which we are announcing tonight for the first time. Each year, in concert with our friends at the Telling Room, we will select at least 2 students who are aging out of Telling Room programs or getting close to it and ready to step into adult workshops and events. The Macklin Fellows will receive free memberships to MWPA as well as free workshops. This year's Macklin Fellows are Lottie Nezimana, I'm hoping I'm getting that pretty close, Lottie, and Siri Pierce. Lottie is a senior and the student body president of Deering High School. He is an alumnus of the Telling Room's Young Writers and Leaders program and is Rwandan via Burundi and has lived here in the States since 2016. Lottie will attend Bowdoin College this fall. Lottie, would you like to unmute yourself and say a quick couple words?
Yes. Thank you very much. That was very close to the last name.
Good.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the MWPA, Anya, Sonia, Shima, Nikki, Molly, Marjo, Hipai, Moon, and all the Telling Room staff for their hard work. Their effort has created a space that has inspired many to write and led to many and has led many to find their passion. If not for the Telling Room, many amazing stories would never have been told. Thus, I would like to thank them for this opportunity and for lighting the path of many. Thank you.
Thank you, Lottie, for those eloquent words. And our other Macklin Fellow, Siri Pierce, has been attending Telling Room workshops and programs since she was 9 years old. Most recently, the publishing workshop, where she has become a fantastic editor. Siri is a senior at Casco Bay High School and will attend Brown University in the fall. So congratulations, Siri, and would you like to unmute yourself and say a few words?
Thank you, and thank you so much to the MWPA and the Telling Room for this incredible honor. Like Gibson said, I've been involved in the Telling Room since the Wharf Kitty workshop way back when. And now as a senior, I've gained so much more confidence and joy from writing thanks to all the incredible staff at the Telling Room who work so hard to elevate youth voices. I think especially during this time, writing and reading have been essential forms of escape, except maybe email. But I so look forward to continuing to grow these skills within this beautiful community. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Siri, and congrats to both you and Lottie. We're really excited about the Macklin Fellows, as you two as the first two, and doing that every year. Now Taryn is going to take it away for our next award.
Our next award is Excellence in Publishing. The finalists this year are Restoring Your Historic House by Scott T. Hansen and published by Tilbury House, Monsters I Have Been by Kenji C. Liu and published by Alice James Books, and Setting Sail in America by Alan Silken and Corey Silken and published by Seapoint Books. This year we have two co-winners, and they are Setting Sail in America by Alan Silken and Corey Silken and published by Seapoint Books, and Restoring Your Historic House by Scott T. Hansen and published by Tilbury House. Congratulations. Alan Silken or Spencer Smith, would you like to unmute yourself and say a few words?
I'm Alan. I'm here. I'm happy to share the stage with Spencer and also with my son Corey. It's a great honor, and it was certainly a privilege to work on this book with my son Corey, who's the photographer who did all the photography in the book. And I would like to thank everyone at Seapoint Books, Spencer and Jane and Claire. And thank you very much to MWPA for this award. It's a great honor. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Scott Hansen or someone from Tilbury House, would you like to unmute yourself and say a few words?
Yes, this is Scott Hansen. I am beyond thrilled to win. Thank you very much, WPA. As a first-time nominee, to be a finalist was a huge honor, and to be a winner is amazing. It absolutely would not have happened without my amazing publishing house, Tilbury House, and the wonderful photographs by Rockland photographer David Clough. This book at 720 pages was a real team effort. I waited 30 years for someone else to write this book and finally determined I could do it myself with the right help, and I found the right help. So thank you very much. I'm honored.
Awesome. Thank you both. Now I'd like to invite up 2015 Maine Literary Award winner for his book, The Footloose American, Following the Hunter S. Thompson Trail Across South America, editor of Down East Magazine and MWPA board member, Brian Kevin.
Hey guys, thanks very much. I am delighted to announce this year's finalists in the category of nonfiction, which are Silence by Jane Brox, Home Now, How 6,000 Refugees Transformed an American Town by Cynthia Anderson, and The In-Betweens by Mira Potassin. And the winner is Silence by Jane Brox. Jane, would you like to unmute yourself and say a few words?
There I go, I think. Thank you very much. I'm really surprised and honored, and I'll just say that Maine is a wonderful place to be a writer for both the community and the quiet, which writers all need. So thank you.
Congratulations to everybody. And now to announce the next award, please welcome special guest, novelist, and Maine Literary Award winner, Bill Ruhrbach, the author of Lucky Turtle, a new novel, forthcoming in 2021 from Algonquin. Take it away, Bill.
Hi, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. I just was thinking today, I've been a member of MWPA since 1990. I joined from Montana as I had just gotten a job at University of Maine at Farmington. So it's 30 years like right now, pretty much. And I'm here to announce the finalists and the winner of the book award for fiction. And I can't wait to read all three of these books. The finalists are A Faithful but Melancholy Account of Several Barbarities Lately Committed, written by Jason Brown. Great title. Exit 8 by John Bragg. And finally, The Art Stars, Stories by Anne Elliott. And the winner is A Faithful but Melancholy Account of Several Barbarities Lately Committed by Jason Brown. Jason, do you want to unmute yourself and say a couple of words?
Yeah, can you see me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? I know.
You look beautiful.
I don't know how beautiful I am, but I'm really amazingly surprised. I want to thank the MWPA and Gibson and all the great work you guys do. I taught a class for MWPA this winter, and I just had such a good time. They were such great students, and I took my first class from the Maine Writers and Publishers Alliance, I think in 1989 or 90, from poet Bill Carpenter. And I've been aware of MWPA ever since then. And it means a lot to me because so far I only write about Maine in terms of my fiction. And, I still spend part of the year there every year, and my ancestors have, always lived there, and half my family does. And, so I don't know. I'm beyond happy, and I'm just. I also want to just say that what important work you all are doing. I went to Deering High School, and there was nothing like what you guys are doing for me when I was at Deering. So to see these kids doing what they're doing now is through the telling room and through the programs that you run. It just warms my heart. And anyway, thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations to Jason, and thank you, Bill, for announcing that award and joining us. It is my pleasure to announce the award, the Drama Award. So in the category of drama this year, the finalists are Linda Britt, Justine Weisinger, and Suzanne DeCourcy. And the winner is Linda Britt for I Smile, of Course, and Go On Drinking Tea. Linda, would you like to unmute yourself and say a few words?
Sure. I am stunned and amazed, and I thank you very much for this honor. I want to say about theater that it is such a collaborative effort, and so I need to thank, in addition to T.S. Eliot and Virginia Woolf and Bertrand Russell, who were characters in the play, whose words were also in the play, I want to thank the multiple actors who have read this for me, and the readers who have offered, you know, criticism, suggestions, and the techies who help us bring theater to life. So I am thrilled beyond imagination, and I thank you.
Thank you, Linda, and congratulations. And now, please welcome to the Zoom stage, as it were, representing the Cole and Patton families, to announce the winner of the John N. Cole Award for Maine-themed nonfiction. It is my pleasure to invite to the stage Darrah Cole.
Hello there. Thank you, Gibson. This is a real pleasure and much better than a staff meeting to have on Zoom. So, and I'm thrilled to share the finalists for the John N. Cole Award for Maine-themed nonfiction. So we have Sandra Dinsmore, who wrote More by Eye Than by Measure, The Maritime Life and Art of John Pryor Gardner. And then Russie Lane for Snow Angels on the Moon, and Michael Norton for Chasing Maine's Second. And the winner is Chasing Maine's Second by Michael Norton. Michael, we're thrilled to have read your book, and would you like to unmute yourself and say a few words, please?
Wow, I'm so honored. I've been around long enough. I was a young reporter when John Cole was doing phenomenal work, and I never met him, which is one regret, but it's just humbling to be recognized. It's humbling that so many great stories that also came from the part of Maine that I was writing about generated from there and from talented people there. And just thank you. And I appreciate the community. I appreciate the reach of legacy in the community that's so present today that you're helping create. So thank you to everyone, and thank you for everybody for doing great work and keeping this community alive.
Thank you. Congratulations, Michael, and thank you, Darrah, and the entire Cole family. Our next category tonight is memoir. This year's finalists in the category of memoir are Motherland, a memoir of love, loathing, and longing by Alyssa Altman, Rough House Friday by Jed Coffin, and Body Leaping Backwards by Maureen Stanton. And this year's winner is Body Leaping Backwards by Maureen Stanton. Maureen, would you like to unmute yourself and say a few words?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm thrilled and surprised. Very honored. I know that Alyssa and Jay wrote beautiful books, so I'm very proud to be with them as a finalist and delighted to win. It's my second go around at the prize. The other one was 8 years ago. I was a finalist, so I'm super happy. And I want to thank the Maine Writers and Publishers Alliance. I feel very lucky to have to be living in a state that has such great support for writers. So thank you so much. I'm really thrilled.
Great. Congratulations. Now to announce the next award, please welcome poet, essayist, and MWPA Board President, Deborah Cummins.
Am I there?
Yes, you are.
Oh, good. Sorry about that. It is my pleasure to announce our inaugural fellowships on behalf of the MWPA Board. As many of you know, in 2019, MWPA's Executive Director, Josh Bodwell, left the organization after almost a decade and became editorial director of David R. Godine, an independent publisher in Boston. Under Josh's leadership, MWPA went through a renaissance that continues to this day. During his tenure between 2010 and 19, MWPA dramatically improved the breadth and depth of our writing workshops. We added and expanded the Maine Crime Wave and Pitch, our one-day agent and editor conference. We established our Find Maine Writers website. And to these and many other changes, people around Maine responded. We added to our member community more than 500 writers, editors, and literary professionals at all stages of their careers. To honor Josh's service and stewardship, the MWPA Board of Directors, in association with Hewn Oaks Artist Colony, established the Bodwell Fellowship, which grants an emerging Maine writer the time, space, and support for their work. Each Bodwell Fellow receives a $500 cash award in addition to their residency at Hewn Oaks. We thank the many donors who have helped us raise over $3,500, which ensures the Bodwell Fellowship for its first 7 years. Like many residency programs around the country, Hewn Oaks is closed this summer and will carry its residents over to next summer. So the MWPA board has decided to choose 2 Bodwell Fellows this spring, one for 2020 and one for 2021. It is my great pleasure to announce that the first 2 Bodwell Fellows are Alexander Moss and Sam Collier. And now to say a word about them. Last spring, Alexander Moss took a novel writing workshop at MWPA that did exactly what it promised. It lit a fuse. Alex is now hard at work on his first novel, which he hopes to complete with the help of his first artist residency at Hewn Oaks. His short stories have been published in the Georgia Review, the Antioch Review, Southwest Review, and the San Francisco Bay Guardian. He has also worked for more than 25 years on land and water conservation and is currently the Associate State Director for the Nature Conservancy in Maine. Alex has a master's degree in ecological management from the University of Michigan and undergraduate degrees in environmental studies and English from Tufts University. He lives in Portland with his wife and 3 children. Yet regrettably, due to a family emergency, Alex could not be with us tonight, but he has provided us with some comments I'm happy to share with you. Alex says, "It is a great and surreal honor to be chosen for this fellowship. Next year, I'll turn 50, which means that I waited for a long time to emerge as a writer. I struggled for many, many years to figure out how to create any kind of regular writing practice. I owe a tremendous debt to MWPA's workshops, Lewis Robinson's in particular, and to the incredible community of writers I found here in Portland for helping to change that. This fellowship and the chance for a residency at Hewn Oaks can help me to finish my first novel. And I hope they can also be an affirmation that it's never too late to emerge. So thank you." Our other recipient, Sam Collier, is a playwright and poet. Her play, Daisy Violet, the Bitch Beast King, which explores the joys and rages of girlhood, was the winner of the 2019 Modern Works Festival at Urbanite Theater. Her play, 100 Circling Camps, which examines the Bonus Army March of 1932 and the history of American protest camps, was commissioned by the Goodman Theater Playwrights Unit. Other plays include Things with Feathers at the 2019 Women's Theater Festival and Silo Tree at 2019 Theater Nova Playwrights Festivals. Her plays have also been developed and been presented by a number of other theater organizations. Sam co-hosts the playwriting podcast, Beckett's Babies. Her poems have appeared in numerous literary publications, including Claw and Blossom, What Rough Beasts, and Iron Horse Literary Review. She is working on her first poetry collection. And Sam, I invite you to unmute yourself to say a few words.
Well, thank you so much. This is such an honor and a delight. I'm just kind of overcome with emotion. Thank you to the MWPA and to Hune Oaks especially, and everyone supporting writers during this time. This is really a beautiful event. And, you know, earlier I was thinking, you know, uh-oh, now that writers know that—
Yeah, but I'm muted.
Join an event from home, who knows what will happen, but this could change everything. But I'm really looking forward to the day when we can all gather together in groups again, and I'm really grateful. So thank you.
Thank you.
To announce the next award, it's my pleasure to welcome and ask you to please welcome the last of our special guests, beloved poet, former Maine State Poet Laureate, and longtime MWPA teacher, Betsy Sholl.
I hope I'm there. I can't see myself. I'm going to announce the finalists for this year's book award for anthologies. And I just want to say, it's quite a labor of love to put a book like this together. So congratulations to all of you. The three finalists are On Democracy by E.B. White, edited by Martha White, Speak Up, edited by The Telling Room, and All Is Calm, edited by Shannon Butler. And the winner is On Democracy by E.B. White, edited by Martha White. Martha, would you like to unmute yourself and say a few words?
Hi, can you hear me? Yes, all right. Yeah, well, thank you. I always feel it's a little unfair to put E.B. White into the mix here, but I appreciate, do we have sound?
Yep, you're good.
Yes, okay. I appreciate the opportunity to put this book forward. We started putting the book forward right when our 45th president was elected, much to my surprise. And thank you to the Illustrators Institute for allowing me a space to come in and work on it, because it was a very rush procedure to get the book out in the time that we wanted to have it on the market. The news we just got last week about this book is that China has just chosen to publish the book over there. Shanghai is about to come out with their own edition. It's going to be called E.B. White on Hope rather than On Democracy for their own reasons, but another good title, which we approved. And I'm hoping, I'll be interested to see, let me say, whether the book sells more copies in China than it does in the United States. It would be ironic, and my grandfather would get a kick out of it, I think, if it does. We'll see. They do have an advantage in terms of numbers of readers, so we'll see. But thank you so much to MWPA. You've been just a wonderful asset for all the writers in the state of Maine, I think, and had another E.B. White book win an award for with you a few years ago, another anthology. I appreciate it, and I love the work you do. I think you're all just great, so thank you. Thank you, Betsy.
Thank you, Martha. Congratulations again, and congrats to all the finalists in that category. I just want to add too a quick thank you to Deborah Cummins, our board president, who just gave out the Bodwell Fellowship. You also saw Chelsea Conaboy, another one of our board members, and Brian Kevin, another one of our board members. So just a thank you to the board at MWPA, which is a tremendous group of folks around the state and helps us in all kinds of ways, including not just giving out awards, but is deeply involved in all aspects of the organization. And we literally couldn't do what we do without them. And so that brings us to our next part of the evening, and we are getting close to the end. And this is an award that we usually save toward the end. For the past 9 years, MWPA has handed out an annual Distinguished Achievement Award for exceptional and steadfast contributions to Maine's literary community. Recipients have included an octogenarian poet, an independent publisher, a feisty bookseller, a trailblazing librarian, a journalist who covers the state's literary arts with gusto, an iconoclastic independent bookseller who is deeply missed, a wise writer and artist, and 2 of our incredible founders who are still working hard in Maine today. We have intentionally shied away from calling this honor a Lifetime Achievement Award because we've selected folks who've done a lifetime of good work for the literary community, but who still have plenty of lifetime left to contribute. This year's recipient of the Distinguished Achievement Award goes to someone who has been showing up for Maine's literary community for nearly 4 decades. She is an award-winning poet and a beloved teacher who has been teaching for MWPA for many years. Her workshops often fill in a matter of days, and for good reason. She is the kind of teacher who approaches her craft with both great humility and great knowledge, and is always willing to learn from her students. She taught young poets at the University of Southern Maine for more than 2 decades, and continues to mentor emerging poets at Vermont College and through her workshops at MWPA. This year's recipient also has a long record of awards and accomplishments as a poet. She helped found Alice James Books, which continues to produce compelling, nationally recognized books to this day. In 1991, former US Poet Laureate Donald Hall picked her chapbook, Pick a Card, for the Maine Chapbook Competition. That same year, her poetry collection, The Red Line, won the Association of Writers and Writing Programs Award for Poetry. A few years later, she received an Artist Fellowship from the NEA. Then in 1997, former US Poet Laureate Rita Dove picked her collection, Don't Explain, for the Felix Pollock Prize in Poetry. Dove described the poems in that book as what narrative can aspire to, namely the grace and ease of the lyric rhapsody. In case you haven't guessed already, I'm talking about poet, teacher, and former Maine State Poet Laureate Betsy Sholl. Of her most recent book, her 9th, House of Sparrows, New and Selected Poems, the poet Terrence Hayes says, it conjures the work of Philip Levine, Ruth Stone, Robert Hayden, and Gwendolyn Brooks. Like those great poets, Sholl interrogates the gravity and grace of living. This terrific collection, full of remarkable soul and language, reminds poets and poetry lovers of her enduring talent and significance. One of the things that I love most about Betsy is that while literary lights like Donald Hall, Rita Dove, and Terrence Hayes have justly praised her work, you're still likely to run into her at a small community reading on a Tuesday night. She has been there for the Maine literary community with her full attention for many years. Now please join me in being there for her. I'm so pleased to present this year's Distinguished Achievement Award to Betsy Sholl. Betsy, would you like to say a few words?
I don't know if I can. Wow. Thank you. I'm surprised and I'm grateful. I guess what I would like to say, I'd like to cast the light back on MWPA, which has been just the most incredible organization from its wild and woolly, rough beginning days of exuberance to its more mature and conscientious and visionary work they're doing for so many people, and you help us be a community in Maine. I'm honored and a little surprised and very surprised. Thank you. Didn't like the almost 40 years part, but we'll have to.
Thanks, Betsy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah. This is the unfortunate part is I can't give you a hug right now. Yeah. So yes, thank you. And Taryn is going to take it away as we have just a few more things to do before we close our event tonight.
So well deserved, Betsy. Congratulations. We're so happy for you. Each year, every nomination to the Maine Literary Awards includes 2 copies of the book being nominated. This allows us to send copies out to multiple judges, and it also means that at the end of the competition, we have a lovely stack, or more like a full bookshelf of gently used books. For the 9th year in a row, we will give away 1 complete set of every book entered. That's 154 books this year to a library in need. This year, a set of all the nominations will be donated to the libraries at the Maine Correction Center, and they'll be added to the Maine authors section there. So we're all excited about that.
I know those books will go to good use. Before we, I'm seeing I might be breaking up a little bit, but before we give all those books to the library, oh wait, yes, before we give, we're going to send all those books to the Maine State Correction Center. But we also want to give you some books. So in a very unscientific process, we've run the name of every person who RSVP'd tonight through a random name picker, and the winner will receive a copy of every single one of this evening's award-winning books. So a full set of all the winners here tonight. And without further ado, the winner of all the award-winning books is Patricia Erickson. Patricia, you've won. Would you like to unmute yourself and say a quick hello and tell us which book you are most looking forward to reading or something like that? Patricia, are you there? Uh-oh. Well, she might have dropped off or hasn't been able to unmute herself, but we will make sure that we reach out to Patricia and get her copies of all those books. And I just want to remind everyone here to please go to Longfellow Books and buy copies of all these finalist books, the winners. There are so many great books that were nominated for these awards this year. If you're looking for an easy way to find all the books, you can go to our website, mainewriters.org, and click on Maine Literary Awards and our finalist page, and you will be able to link right to Longfellow Books to order any of those books. So on behalf of myself, the MWPA board and staff, thank you. We are honored to be part of such a caring, supportive literary community. And as we do every year, I want to leave you with a challenge for next year. So in the words of George Saunders, quote, "There is something wonderful in watching a figure emerge from the stone unsummoned, feeling the presence of something within you, the writer, and also beyond you, something consistent, willful, and benevolent that seems to have a plan, which seems to be to lead you to your own higher ground." Thank you for finding your own higher ground. Thank you for being here this evening. And as we close out, I would like to do something crazy, which I found works well, sort of, in Zoom, which is I'd like to invite everybody to go onto gallery view. And I would like to invite you to unmute yourself.
Thank you,
and we give one big cheer for all of our finalists and award winners. Thank you all.
Thanks, everyone.
Hey.
Good job.
Thank you, Gibson.
I love it.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you. Greetings.
Good, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats.